on. We don't want to let him out, right? I think that one came back in, right? We've got broody hens. Let me show you. Ooh, ladies. Let's see how many. She got any wooden ones? That's the real deal, little lady. That's one I didn't label. Good morning. We are taking a trip and we're taking you along. We're headed back to the old place. We have a few errands to do. And I have been trying to get our hens to go broody for quite a while. They usually do, but since we have moved here and just kind of uplifted them, they haven't really felt like they wanted to go broody. So we tried 2 tricks. One is wooden eggs. You just stash a bunch of them under there, and that usually works. We've got 2 broody hens. I hope that we have a few more when we come back. And then Eric also put up some curtains, which makes it really dark in the coop, and they like that. So we're gonna get them fed, and then we're taking off.
All right, I think we're all set. We're taking the old Tundra, we're taking the old trailer, and I built some custom sides for it because we're going to be picking up some of our garden soil. So we want a little extra depth to it. Let's load up the dogs, let's hit the road.
Look at them boots. She's on country. Crazy. It's a lot of rain. Most rain I've seen all year.
Well, we have a little hack we'll show you guys since we do a lot of driving. We always start off with our coffee in the morning, and a few hours in, it's time for more coffee. And since it's summertime, we don't do the thermos anymore. We pack iced coffee. So that's coffee with cream and sugar already in it, and we happen to have an ice chest full of ice. So let's get some coffee mixed up. Well, we're about halfway there on our trip, and we've been kind of a little bit in a hurry. Stores are going to start to close when we get there, and we got a bunch of errands we want to run. It is also a holiday weekend, and it's Friday right now. We're planning on doing like a quick turnaround, leave it on Saturday, since everything will be closed on Sunday and Monday anyway. So we're going to get back in the truck and we're going to hit the road. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, can I even go out there in this? First stop of many in the very windy city of Palmer. We are getting fish meal for the garden. So we got 100 pounds. Okay.
We're at Matsu Meats. I got some pig fat. I got a bunch of it actually. And I also got a little extra meat for Bandit because he's a little low on his meat. So awesome. We're gonna see if we can fit this in the ice chest. I kind of realized that 15 pounds was a lot to get.
Oh my gosh.
There's another one. Okay, so there you go. It's a lot of Next stop.
It is super windy. Okay, more gas for the trip. We're at Three Bears Market in 𝐒𝐢𝐻𝐿, and we're meeting someone here to pick up something special for Arielle.
And for you.
No.
We've got eggs. We got some hatching eggs from a local gal that we actually bought our Icelandics from 4 years or so ago, but these are called silver red blue, but they have like more of a green colored egg. I think there's 2 that look a little more blue. So we are going to be getting these home and putting them under the hens that are broody and hatching out some chickens. Well, I guess we're not doing it, the chickens are doing it, but check those out. I don't know what color to call that. What do you think? You think it's gonna match?
I think so.
They didn't have that many?
They had a couple real wood doors, but
I wasn't gonna like the price?
no. You won't like the price on this one either. It comes with the frame and the hinges and everything. So, but ours at home is a pre-hung door, so I figured we could take this right off the hinges and it would bolt right on and fit perfectly. Well, that was the last stop of the day, Home Depot. We gotta get a door for the cabin because that one has a cat door in it and we want a cat door at our new place. So we're gonna swap doors and bring the cat door up to the new cabin. This is a nice looking door though. It's not even real wood, it's fiberglass.
Did you just say the one I painted?
Yeah. Just kidding.
The green one I painted or the brown one?
Okay, this ain't gonna fly out, right?
Well, we made it and there's still a little bit of snow here. I suspected there probably would be. It seems like winter just kind of finished up here. So the ground's still a little wet. Things are just coming back to life and it is frigid here today. I'm very happy I brought another sweater for this occasion. We have a lot of work to do in just this short amount of time. When we do these trips, we just do them really quick and fast. I don't know why, but it's like we try to cram a lot into this short time frame. I think just so we can get back to where we're going and get working on other things. Eric's gonna start with the door and I'm gonna pop around and just see what kind of work we have to do in the garden. All right, so first things that we're noticing is the fruit trees did not fare that well. I kind of anticipated that. They haven't really done that well. I think I've said that, but the snow in here this last year, we got a lot of snow and I just really was not able to keep up with removing it from here. And I'm being honest, I don't think I even really tried. So that definitely did some damage. I kind of anticipated that. It broke every single one except for 2 trees. So I think we probably broke like 4 trees, which is no good, of course. And the fence lines are not looking that great. We saw that too with all that heavy snow. It put a lot of stress on the fence lines and we just had very minimal room to push our snow or to throw it. So we usually throw it into the garden spaces, which is kind of not really a good idea to do that. It's the last to melt and then you risk damaging things like this. But on the positive side, there are things that are regrowing, little plants I'm seeing emerging, rhubarb, lovage, some other little currants and stuff that we have. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know if we're gonna be able to take some of those home. My plan in the future is to dig them up and transport them, but we're just not ready for that yet where we're at. The plan today is we've got to get a lot of soil, as much as we can shovel into the trailer and take with us. And we're also going to be checking on our garlic and seeing how that's doing.
Yeah, these hinges don't line up where our old hinges went, unfortunately. The door looked absolutely beautiful on the cabin. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work. The hinges didn't line up, and then the actual door handle and the little bolt, those didn't line up either. I thought it was gonna be a quick swap, and I didn't bring very many tools. So I put the old door back on, and we're either gonna take that one back or we're gonna keep it for something else. But we're moving on, and we put sides on the trailer because we wanna haul some of our garden dirt back to the new place. And we're gonna take down some of the fencing, and I'm also gonna pull out the ground rods real quick, and we're gonna haul those up there, and we're gonna use them for the solar electric fence. These are like 6 footers? Look at that.
Maybe we did 6 feet. Maybe that's why it's such a good shock.
Yeah, well, there's one. This one got ran over or something.
Heavy. It's that soil up top, you know. You could just take the fence down like we had planned.
That's what I was planning.
And then let's just string it back up, I guess.
Okay,
At least the moose won't I would prefer most didn't get in here personally. I let that grow. It's intentional. Why did I let that grow? OMG, it's yarrow. I couldn't tell.
OMG is right.
Look at that fertile soil. Oh, you smelled its loamy. You know they say it's loamy? Sandpiper? I don't know exactly which one it is, but those long skinny ones with this. Hey, it's kind of getting nicer out.
Yeah, it's a nice night.
I feel like shoveling 50 yards of soil into here again.
What do you mean, no? I was just saying we should get a dump trailer and a bigger truck.
We literally did that in like a week. Do you remember that? Just piles after. All right, that's about all we are going to take, and this soil is magnificent. It's just so beautiful. And we're not gardening this year, as you know, but we have a little surprise that we're going to be doing with this soil, so you'll have to wait till a little bit later to see what we're planting in this. Eric and I were kind of chatterbugging at all the stuff we've brought in over the years and just like amendments to get this soil to this level. So we're going to be coming back in the summer and probably bundling everything up and tarping it just to kill all the weeds, but this is coming with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already hit one. You want to see?
It's really wet in there too.
Let me just see myself out.
There you go. Self-closing, look at this.
Wow. We called it quits last night, but we have one more thing to take care of before we take off and do some more errands and head home. I don't know if I can, oh yeah, there we go. So this is our garlic bed from last fall. Garlic overwinters here, and it overwintered. It looks wonderful. I forgot that I put some plastic on it. We uncovered that. My plan today is to kind of get it prepared for the growing season without someone being here. In general, garlic is a really easy crop. There's just one thing that I would normally do if I was here, and that is water it if it was dry. Thankfully in Alaska, we actually do have pretty rainy summers, so that doesn't always happen where I need to water it, but I also would fertilize it. It's a really heavy fertilizer need plant, and we have a lot of compost on here from the fall from the chickens, and then we also have other fertilizers that I added. So I am going to be adding more fertilizers today because we're not going to be here to fertilize it as it's growing. This is the mulch that we put on, and we put on a lot. You can tell that's what protected the garlic, and they're already starting to shoot up. We got the mulch off, but we left just a little bit right on the soil, and that's intentional because we're not going to be here to remove weeds, and garlic will grow weeds in between the little bulbs. So I found that leaving a little bit of straw does help quite a bit. So what we're doing now is just putting on some fertilizers, and I have got a blend of things. We have some of that fish fertilizer from last year. We picked up some new stuff, but that is just fish that they are able to process at the time here in Alaska. So it has a whole bunch of different seafood fish bones, which is pretty cool. And we also have alfalfa meal, which is high in nitrogen. This crop really likes nitrogen, especially when it's first growing in the spring. And the bone meal is more to help with their roots and their bulbing. And then I think I have some all-purpose organic fertilizers in here too. So looks like this, and because it's in a powder form, it takes a little while longer to break down. So the rain will come along and it will disperse this into the soil. I thought maybe we would be watering at this time of the year, but we're not. Last year, just to give you some perspective, this exact same weekend, we were in the 80s. Clearly it's not in the 80s now. I was a little surprised. This is the latest spring we've seen here. This row, normally our garlic would already be sprouted up by a few weeks at this time. So definitely a different year. Last thing I added was some feather meal. I'm trying a different approach this year. I've never done that. The alfalfa meal breaks down really quickly, and usually I would put some liquid fertilizer, nitrogen fertilizer, every 2 weeks or so as it's growing. Again, we're not gonna be able to do that this year, and I know that it's gonna rain, so that's why I'm not too worried about this stuff blowing away. It should rain in the next few days. Eric and I are done with our trip here. I know this place definitely needs someone to come for more than like a 24-hour period. There's a lot to be done here, but we live our life, in the famous words of Vin Diesel, in the fast lane. So we're headed off to our next adventure. You find it?
No, I don't know. Just head out. They're working for now, so. It's a rough morning. I decided not to bring our supplies to make our own coffee to kind of make the trip faster, but I haven't had coffee yet. So we're going to the coffee shop right now. Hopefully that'll turn things around for us, and then we got more errands to run. Ooh, that's a good one, nice and strong. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, well, we had to improvise on the door, so we returned the door, and we got a cat door. So hopefully the install goes a little better on that. And we also picked up a bunch of wheat for the chickens. So off to the next town. We're going to Eagle River. We got to go pick up some solar stuff and some more eggs for Arielle.
That's the train.
Oh my gosh, the train's ripping through town.
A float plane flew earlier.
Where did it land? Going for it.
Continue for 26 miles.
Memorial Day stuff.
Onto North Eagle River Loop Road.
So many more eggs. I'm so excited. Well, that lady was so nice, and I'm very excited to be trying these eggs. This is a different breed. I think it's actually more of like a land race is how you call it, kind of like our Icelandics at home. They're called 𝐻𝐢𝐻𝐻𝐻, and I got wind of this probably a few months back. A subscriber reached out to us and let me know about them, and I just decided that I must have them. So thankfully there was someone locally who offers hatching eggs is what you call this. So she was nice enough to give us extras just in case things don't work out, and I hope that these will hatch out into beautiful young birds one day. Check that out. Beautiful little like tan eggs. Okay, I'm spawning stuff too. I thought that was a pig. So the area that we're at right now is notorious for the hills where the residences are. It is a beautiful, beautiful area, but it's located, a lot of the houses are located on a hillside, so it makes it a little tricky to access, and Eric a little uncomfortable with our trailer. We're having some issues with the brakes too. So after this, after he gets that solar stuff, we're headed home on our long journey.
We got fuel. We're heading home. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We should be home a little bit later this evening. This was a quick trip, but not the quickest. We've actually done this trip just there and back in less than 24 hours. So let's head home. It was way less than 24 hours.
It was like 18 or 19.
Well, we got coffee, so anything is possible. It's pretty good coffee. Maybe a tiny bit further back so we can put a fence around it without fencing in the compost. Right there. Well, we have safely returned home after a long, beautiful drive back to the cabin. And we've got the whole truck unloaded. We're working right now on getting the soil unloaded so we can plant our potatoes. We've put the eggs under the broody hens, and it has just been raining on us for a few days straight.
I know I said we weren't going to be doing gardening, but we are going to be getting our hands just a little bit dirty. We really don't have time this year to set up a whole garden, everything like that with all that we have to do. But we do have some potatoes, and we figured we could at least do that. Get some potatoes in the ground, very little maintenance, and maybe, if we're lucky, have a good harvest and have some potatoes to store in our crawl space. I have some currants right here. These were given to us, I guess we kind of made a trade, by a local gal back where we used to live, and she knew a lot about plants in the area, and these are really hardy currants. They overwintered in these pots. I had an option to plant them back there and pull them at a later time, or to bring them, and I made the choice to bring them. So this will not be their permanent home by any means, but it's going to be a temporary home probably for the year, and hopefully they pull through in the winter, and then we can establish a better spot for them next year. We're pretty excited about these because all we have is hascaps and gooseberries, and we love those, so I'm sure currants are going to be right up our alley. Eric scraped this area back just a little bit so these plants can hopefully get established here and kind of like grow into the existing soil. We don't have that much soil here, just a few inches before we hit gravel, but I think that'll be enough for them. That's probably a little close to the potatoes.
Spuds are going in our makeshift bed. I hope they do good this year. We have like all different shapes, sizes, varieties going in. They're all in pretty good condition. They have chitted a little long. So the chitting is these long little sprouts that come out of them. We usually don't do them when they're like 1.5 feet, 2 feet long like some of these are. But we're getting them in now, and hopefully we get some potatoes this year.
These are nice looking ones, huh? Look at that one.
Not too bad.
These are kind of fun to sort through this morning. We had them stored down in the crawl space. They were given to us by the same person that gave us the currants. So these are her potatoes she dug up and gave them to us to store for the winter, and they stored, and that's why they're a little bit further along. Everything's just so late this year. It is pretty much June right now, and we would have had our whole other garden completely planted, everything by now. The potatoes are usually the first to go, so like I said, everything's really, really late, but I'm pretty sure that these are going to be fine. Not sure how many we planted, but it is a lot. These are really hard to get all the way down to the ground. Potatoes grow up, so we're trying to get these down to the base, and then the shoots or the roots are going to come up off this. We're just going to go along and kind of scratch as much dirt as we have up along to kind of cover the sprout. I don't really want that showing. We're going to fertilize them with the same thing we fertilized the garlic, so bone meal, alfalfa meal, and just some all-purpose. And then Eric saw that we had some red potatoes in the house that we bought at the store that were sprouting. So we're going to be planting those as well. I wish we had some gold ones, but we've got red. There's a lot of potatoes in here, though. Cool. Good to me. What I can do is just bring some straw. So the straw is not only going to act as a mulch, but it is also going to help cover up those tips if we couldn't bury them all the way. Some of them were really long and I don't think we had enough dirt.
Well, that's it. Our first garden at the new property, and it's got a makeshift fence. And then this is the gate. So we'll put this up. I'll have to hook this on so the wind doesn't blow it over. And this whole thing is to protect the garden from the chickens. So they see fresh dirt and soil and they will just destroy it. So awesome. Got a little garden in. And while we were at it, we started our first compost pile. So it's pretty nasty right now. We've been keeping it in 5-gallon buckets, trying to find a place to store it. And this is gonna be it. Nasty.
I don't think we're gonna need to get in there all summer.
So
just let them grow.
You get in there when we tear it down and get the potatoes, huh?
We're out at the chicken coop checking on our broody hens. The Icelandics pulled through for us. When we came back from our trip, there was a 3rd broody hen, and as of today, there's a 4th broody hen. I have some extra eggs to put underneath that 4th one. We already put like 35 eggs under the other 3. We have kind of small hens, so I can't really fit more than 11 to 12 eggs under each hen. Let's head in and mark these ones. That's pretty funny. I wonder if she's broody too. So you can probably tell who is broody. We have a 5th one in here. She has been a mom before, but I don't think she's broody, so I'm actually gonna move her and put the correct one on that nest. You can see that the chickens are like hunkered down on those eggs. And so that's what it means when they're broody, is that they are determined to hatch out eggs. They want baby chicks. We have fertilized eggs underneath them. We also have just fertilized eggs in general because we have roosters. So they will be able to do that. It takes like 3 weeks for them to hatch out. Let's grab this chicken and check if she's broody or not. She seems like it, huh? No, I don't think so. I don't think she is. Okay, maybe
She is.
she is. Then let's give her another nest. There you go, girl. So we have a 5th broody. Pretty funny. They are all Icelandics. Actually, one's a cross, but the rest of them are Icelandics. And 3 of them have been moms before. 2 of them are new girls. We've only had them for a year. This doesn't surprise me at all. We've been leaving a lot of eggs, as you can see, in each nest box in order to encourage them to go broody. I don't think I need 5, but we may end up just putting eggs underneath all of them just to make them happy. These moms do a really good job at taking care of the eggs on their own, but we have like a little system that we do just to make sure that the eggs under there are the ones that we want hatched, and we're not throwing in eggs accidentally, because then that will make them hatch out at different times, and we don't want that. So let's pull this bird off real quick. Hey, Krusty. I haven't checked under her today. Yeah, see, she has a... So she's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So she has 12 eggs in there. They're all marked. And this is a new one that someone laid today. Someone was babysitting, so I'm gonna pull that out. Do you wanna go back? Go back. So we didn't mark the silver red blue. They already have initials on them, or an acronym, I guess, and they're green, so that's why I didn't need to mark them. The 𝐒𝐢𝐻𝐿𝐴s look a lot like our chicken eggs sometimes. We have some that lay a little bit more of a brown egg, and so Eric marked those really well for us. And these have already started the incubation process. Like I said, these moms do a great job on their own. They rotate the eggs. They are very committed. They stay on here at night. They have to do that. We don't want the eggs to get cold. And they will only get off maybe once a day to get food and water. Sometimes we'll catch them dust bathing, but then they'll come right back and get back on the eggs. Well, we've decided to do 8 Icelandics under our new broody hen. I pick usually like bigger, rounder eggs. Sometimes I actually know the hen they came under, but in this case I don't. I stay away from like dirty eggs or really small ones, and of course brown ones, because those are not pure Icelandic. Those are crossed with Jersey Giant. So we're gonna just put these under that hen up top. Look at her. She will take all of them on her own. So we can just put them next to her. We pulled all the wooden eggs because we do not want any more broody hens. That's the thing with these Icelandics, is they are amazing. They truly are what I originally wanted. They're a chicken that can raise very effectively their young on their own with no help needed. They don't eat that much. They're pretty wild, and they're definitely really cold hardy. However, the drawback is they go broody very readily. We've only been trying to encourage them for a week, and 5 of them have gone on their own. So you can see that may kind of like pose an issue, especially with a large flock. We've found that more than 75% of our birds go broody throughout the summer months. And it's just really hard to break them and make them not want to hatch out babies, you know, if you're not looking to hatch out hundreds of birds every year. Last year, when we bought this place and we were kind of getting ready to move here, we didn't think we were going to be able to bring the birds, so we downsized our flock. I rehomed a few of them, and we just don't have that many birds right now, and I felt like this was a really good opportunity to try a few different breeds, just because I just want maybe a bird that doesn't go broody as often as the Icelandics. The 𝐒𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐷𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 season. They also have these really cool feathers and they're supposed to be extremely cold hardy. And the silver red blue is a younger or a newer breed, and I don't know that much about them, but I think that they're gonna fit in well with us. And we should have some birds hatching out here in about 3 weeks.
Raining, dude.